Yo, what's up? This your boy Red. I'm here today with my girl Lex, Reality Table. It was a great episode. It's all about expectations. Expectations, what you expect. Yo, we got real deep. Catch us here, Reality Table, talking about life, love, and reality. What's your reality? Peace.
Welcome back, episode 6 of the Reality Table. I got some great special guests today. I want to introduce my great friends. Okay, we're going to start off with, on my left, Mr. Robert Red Rushing. Go ahead and drop your jewels, Robert. Tell us about you.
What you mean, Jules? What's
Who
up?
you?
I'm Red. That's it?
No, tell us about you, Robert. What you do?
Oh, I'm an ex-NBA player. Played a few years. Pro athlete. So, that's it?
Look, he's trying to be modest, but look, this is Robert Rushing, Mr. Rush Travel Agency, entrepreneur, Mr. Owner, co-owner of Team Wait No More. I can keep going all day, retired professional basketball player.
Yeah, all that.
All that,
Wow.
I'm gonna pop my friend. Yeah, South Georgia.
What is this?
That's just what, give him his jewels. Look at your jewels. Your flowers.
Appreciate it.
My
How
next
y'all doing?
My next guest, Miss Sherinna. This is actually one of my closest friends, along with Robert and everybody else here. But we ran track together at Albany State University. But go ahead, tell me about yourself.
Yes, you didn't say about my jewels.
Okay, go pop your jewels.
Let me pop my jewels. Okay. So yes, so I'm a program called Exceed Prep. It's I basically offer a lot of youth services to like juveniles, runaways, homeless kids, just a lot. I do a lot of things with the youth. So I'm building a program now. It's kind of like a YMCA. So hopefully we'll be opening up this summer.
Well, I'm not doing this. Great job, but I'm not doing it.
My next guest, you already know, Mr. Rick Botiford. Go ahead, Rick.
Man, Rick Botiford, former professional basketball player, and now venturing off in the medical field. Out here trying to save some lives, man. See what's going on.
Oh, that's right, Big Rick.
Yeah, man.
And last but not least, it's one of my good friends, Mr. Josh Powell, two-time NBA champion. Go ahead, Josh. Tell me about yourself.
Hey Lex, I'm just happy to be here. It's good to be in your presence, and obviously you know how to bring them out, because I ain't seen my dog Red in half a decade. And then we got reacquainted on the mountain, so
Oh,
shout out to my dog. He done family man. Look at him, Pappy, hubby.
We used to be together every
But I
day.
added some stuff to his title. What the
I'm trying, man. I'm just trying to live like.
Salute.
Just trying to live like.
We're good to be here.
okay. Next, we're going to thank our sponsors. We got Chick Cone Atlanta in Atlanta, Georgia. You need a chick and a cone. Go ahead and drop off and stop by them. The next sponsor we have is The Patio, which is in Smyrna, Georgia. Obviously, you need some vibes, everything. Pull up to The Patio, tell them Big Lex sent you. And the last sponsor we have is The Lady Dealer. If you need a car, you're trying to purchase it, Instagram, hit her up, The Lady Dealer.
Take care of you.
That part.
For sure.
So it's a lot going on today. We got a lot of things we're going to talk about, but the first thing we're going to talk about is expectations. Dating and in a relationship. So the thing I want to ask these young, nice-looking fellas is expectations when it comes to dating. So I guess the big question is, if a guy asks you out on a date, is the man obligated or expected to pay the tab?
A guy asks some of it.
If a guy asks a female out on a date.
That's your answer right there. Say that one more time. Just say it one more time.
If a man asks a female out on a date,
Boom, stop. Keep going.
the question is the guy expected to pay the tab?
So the vibe she giving me right now is that whoever initiates pays.
Hey.
So you've asked a guy on a date and he has paid?
Okay, we're not going to
You
get to
did?
me asking that
I
guy.
apologize.
However, I've been asked on a date, and then I have paid for a second date. When I said, hey, I'm about to go head out here, and you can pull up if you want to come.
So you initiated.
If I initiate it, I'm not going to expect him to pay, but if he pays, okay.
Do you look at him different when he waits on you to pull your debit card out?
No, because I'm not gonna give him time to wait on me. If I don't see he's going, I'm gonna pull my time.
Respect.
If I initiated
Respect.
the pay.
Hold up, so you asked and then you paid?
No. So I'm saying like if
No if, we're talking about you.
I'm saying like
When you asked
I'm
me
saying
to
like
pull up,
if
did you pay?
yeah, I paid. I mean,
We're
but
talking about that time. When you asked dude,
why you want to talk about
here.
that time?
Because that's what we're trying to figure out.
Specifics, we need this.
No, I didn't have to because he was a man. He actually.
So the question, does that make him less of a man if he doesn't?
It does not make him. I don't think it makes him less of a man.
I think it makes him less of a man if he asks me out on a date and he doesn't pay for the tab.
Now that
Absolutely.
yes.
I don't know when that's ever happened.
You don't know what?
When the guys ask a girl out, they look at you like, shit, what you
No,
gonna do?
I've seen it. I've seen
That's crazy.
some guys ask women out, and when that tab comes, they just let it sit there.
Well, in that
That's
case,
what I'm saying.
then-
Not me. I didn't say that,
Never.
but I most definitely have seen that happen. So do you agree, Josh, that 'cause he just gonna not agree with me anyway? But
I mean, I eat before I get there, so.
So you're gonna ask the girl on a date. You're gonna eat.
wait, that's a good question though. Hold on. So if you ask the girl on a date, right, and you already ate, and the tab comes, and she's the only one who hasn't ate or drank, who pays the tab?
I think we putting a lot into this new person. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, if I'm feeling a young lady, I'm just gonna do my due diligence.
But what if you don't feel her and you didn't know that until she got there?
I ain't gonna be on that type of time, or I just had to chop that one up.
So you gonna pay the tab?
But it's not an expectation. That's just me doing it because I choose to do it, not because it's expected. Just because I choose to do it.
That's the answer you gonna stick with?
Absolutely. Because it ain't like, and me personally, like, it ain't all these rules and all this BS that go with it. It's just a bit much. Because I feel like a dude, he feeling you, he vibing. It's gonna work the way it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like, going into who gonna do this? Because you might have a great date. And I've been listening to the radio. I've watched different people talk about this subject in particular. And some men or some women don't get called back because at the end of it, he fumbling because he trying, he asked me to go half and all this, or somebody testing somebody. I saw that one too, where a dude actually got money, and he was like, he trying to see where her heart at. So he tested her, and then people ripped him alive on the comments, like, you shouldn't have been testing him. How many females do that though? So I don't even go there without that.
That's the thing. So all right, Lex. So what if y'all go out on a date? Perfect vibe. Y'all have a great date, talking. He looked how you want him to look, everything. And he's testing you. He's testing you to see if you who he wants. You said it's less of a man, but what if you be blowing your soulmate off?
Because he said go ahead.
Well, I don't think I've been in a situation where that has had to happen, because I've been in a situation where if I know
this thing with the politically correct.
no, I'm telling you the situation I've been in. He asked me a question.
He asked a hypothetical. That
If
means
it
answer
happened.
that.
If it happened, I
If
think
you go out next week, because you just
You hear
said
that athlete media telling her, she literally like, sure.
you just said he's less of a man if he don't pay you.
I think I'm being real. I think if someone asks me out on a date, I've never ever been in a situation to where they've asked me out on a date and the tab come and I grab it. If anything, there has happened where I would grab the tab just because I didn't know. I guess that's a way of me testing the guy.
Alexia.
And he felt some type
I'm
of
gonna
way.
ask you one more time. Next week, if a guy asks you to go to STK next Friday night, no, we're gonna push it back a month. Y'all been talking on the phone. He asked you out.
You said a month? Oh, then it wouldn't matter.
It don't matter. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Y'all talking. He asked you to go out. This y'all first date, and when y'all go out, he say, can you take care of that? Or he expecting you to take care of it.
Did something change about the month talking though?
I understood that he was saying if we were talking for a month, I would pay for the tab. No questions, ends, and
No, this your first date though.
first
Y'all
day,
go
I can't go for it.
See, that's women problem.
But let me tell you why I can't go for it.
That's women. That's
You
women
shouldn't ask me out
problem.
on a date.
He probably get rich.
Watch your
You should have told me that.
How?
You should have told me.
See, that's y'all.
No,
So
listen.
you want a business partner?
No.
Or love? Which one is it?
This is my thing. You should have told me.
That you rich?
No. He ain't gotta tell me that. My thing is this: if you ask me on a date, then I really am expecting that you pay for the tab. But if you tell me,
So
hey,
why are you going in with expectations?
hold on. If you ask me out on a date, and if you tell me your situation, and I really do like you, I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, because that's happened.
It ain't no situation. He's testing you just like women test men.
I can't go for that.
That's y'all problem. Y'all miss out on so much shit right in y'all face for these fucking rules y'all got.
I can't go.
It's a perfect time right now to say rest in peace to Kevin Sanders. You know what I mean? It's the perfect opportunity.
Rest in peace, big
We
dog.
lost a real
We
one.
lost a real one.
Hey man.
Lost a real one.
They done jumped on Kevin Samuels, so we gonna
Rest in peace.
rest in
Man,
peace to Kevin
peace.
Samuels. But I mean, no disrespect, Kevin is another one that is against the women. He'll say women, it's their fault when situations happen. It's your fault. You are the problem. It's not the man. You knew what you was getting into. You know you're not pretty. He told a woman that they not pretty. He said Nicki Minaj is a foe. And then he said that women are
I
in
ain't hear
these.
that. I ain't hear that.
He did say Nicki Minaj
I
is a
ain't hear
foe.
that.
And then he also said that the reason we women get into these situations is because it's our fault. And he has no.
I agree. I kind of agree with some of what he just said.
I'm not gonna lie, I agree with a lot of stuff he said. It's my whole thing with him, rest in peace. My whole thing with him, I think 90% of the stuff he say is factual, but his approach and how he come across.
horrible.
Because me personally, I'm not into downing women. Black, white, anything. I'm not into downing women or anything like that, but 90% of what he said is absolutely facts. Now, how his approach to it, some of that shit be funny too.
Here's my argument to what you're saying, though, which is always interesting. So, B. Simone and her partner, I don't know the young lady's name. They have a podcast. And I actually posted this on my page because the young lady stated, women are a better species than men. She was like, why do we even need them? And she was dead serious. And if you scroll through the comments, it gets even more interesting. So I just think that it's funny that when a man speaks up in that manner, it's like, bro, who are you and why are you doing what you're doing? I don't agree with it across the board because just like you said, Red, we should all be trying to love on each other and uplift each other. We get enough beating each other up and all of that, especially in our community. But regardless of the fact, when somebody really speaking something real and don't nobody want to hear it, and everybody getting defensive and feeling like, oh, why this or why that? When men get dragged through the mud on a daily basis, it's not a competitional thing, but I'm just going to speak facts on that as well. First of all, we're missing out of the house. We locked up, majority of us. We dead, dying early. Obviously, he just lost his life at 57. I can't think of the last time I actually seen a straight, strong man that represents a black man on TV. Who y'all want to go with? That's a good question. A good representation of a strong family man.
LeBron James.
Absolutely.
So salute to LeBron. I'm talking about TV wise.
Dwayne Wade.
I ain't talking about athletes.
I
ain't talking about athletes. I ain't talking about nothing like that. I'm talking about how when we had the old shows, we had rock. At one point in time, Bill Cosby before everything hit the fan. But Bill was an outstanding citizen. He was. He was a good family man. They had a good family home. He was funny.
Fucked up,
all that kind of stuff. It was.
That's crazy. Y'all let him do Bill like that.
I didn't let them
He outnumbered, so he good, right?
Bill did himself
But
like
the
that.
representation is important.
Yeah, I think his whole thing, like I said from the jump, I think his whole thing was, the beating up on women, but like a lot of stuff he's saying, and it was clickbait. We created that because he got more and more followers, and that's what people wanted to hear. That's what people was drawn to, and he kept going, and just like everything else, social media got us fucked up. And, but really, if you look in the mirror, because of course it was women most of the time, but women drive the numbers. That's on anything. Women are the biggest consumers. Women go spend the money. So yes, he did go at women, but he got on men too. And it wasn't just black women. He got on other races. He got on different people. It's just my only thing with dude was like like JP said, how he tore down. I ain't agree with that.
That's why I can't listen to him.
I ain't agree with that.
He couldn't
But
be
when he
talking.
told that woman about that Emmett Smith joint, that shit was hilarious.
Tell him what he said.
I
What he
don't
said.
get- It was something about, I don't know, it was something about the average, high standard man with an average woman or something like that. He told her she built like him or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. That shit was funny.
I can't listen. I don't know too much about Kevin. I just know he tore women down. Everything that I would see on social media or even YouTube was just
That's not fair. Not to cut you off. That's not fair.
I know, but I'm telling you, that's
you're
why
judging a man
I am.
that you say you don't know much about, and you going off social media, which they cut in bits or pieces.
And I agree with you on that. But at the same time, to just bring any woman down, regardless of weight, height, size, build, whatever. Once I hear that, I don't want to hear no more from you.
Can I ask you a good question? Is it bringing somebody down if you speak factual?
I think it's a way that you speak factual. I think that if you speak in facts to be respectful, cool. But when you go on your podcast or your thing and say women, it's your fault and you're ugly, nobody wants you, so for you to try to date this type of man, then it's your fault.
Let me try this real quick. Red, I'm being respectful. I don't really like your Air Force Ones. That still might hurt that man feeling. Whether I said F them ones or I said it respectfully, it just depends on the person.
Listen, this ain't the Lex show. The thing is, it's about how you talk to women or how you talk about women. Like, I can respect you tell me, hey, if it's sports, I don't really, you could be the coach, I don't really like you that much as a PG. This is the PG I'm rocking with, But when you coming up with, I don't like you just because your shorts is too little, or it's just a way to do things. And I think how he did it, from what I saw, and even when I tried to give him a chance, when I was I never knew who Kevin Samuel was. The person who told me who Kevin Samuel was is not to be talked about. But that person who told me who Kevin Samuel was, he act like that. Yeah, they ain't your homeboy. So you gonna stop.
So
We
my
not gonna
next
talk
question
about it.
is, do you keep that same energy when the shoe on the other foot?
No, because you just said something and she didn't even.
I was just going to say, it goes back to what Josh kind of
She didn't
just
even say
said.
nothing to say about it.
Listen,
Men get bad.
And she over here talking about you like the comments got deep. She talking about, oh, it got better.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think that as we as humans, like whether it's said right
Or wrong.
said wrong,
it's
or
about how you
said,
say it.
no, if we don't like it, we go into defense mode anyways.
Exactly.
Like when you say, hey, your shoes are, I'm not saying like, oh, you got some ugly A shoes on. I don't know if I can say that.
Definitely
But
tough.
I don't know if you got some ugly ass shoes on, or hey, your shoes they alright, but I wouldn't wear them. You know.
Shoot.
That
But
way,
no, because everybody love white ones, so we could, we could keep going with the white ones. So I do think because we've been in those type of situations with friends, family, relationships, like anything. Like if we're arguing, if you tell me anything that I don't like, I'm coming back in defense mode.
Right. Especially when you know it.
Exactly.
A lot of times, that's the people's biggest problem, man. And we losing families, we losing friendships, we losing relationships because people don't want to hear
The
what
truth.
you gotta say. Which, whatever your truth is or the truth, at the end of the day, we all have that right to express what we need to express.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
I don't know.
I see where
Listen,
you're coming from.
I know we done been on
No,
the
you
jack.
I do.
We done been on the jack.
Me and Josh-
And I done heard you say, I don't even curse like that no more, so I ain't even gonna go there. But I done heard the levels of disrespect, even though you have a right to feel upset.
Mhm.
But it's still interesting that when people on the other end of it, they don't want somebody, you know what I'm saying, expressing themselves a certain way to them that way. But when they turned up in 38 hot, MF this, in this, be this.
But wait,
That's
I think it goes with dealing with people. So we talked
It
about
ain't
this.
no excuse,
Hold on,
man.
I'm not saying that. We talked about this Sunday. My thing is, if people were more honest with each other instead of, I guess, lying or being manipulative or saying certain things, and then when stuff don't go your way, you really, if that was really what was on your heart and how you felt, then you want to come out and say how you feel about somebody. My thing is, people are going to be people regardless, right? Color, race, whatever, the way, if you like them or not. So you can either deal with it or don't. We're all built different. We're all made differently. I'm not going to think how you think. If that was the case, we would be together now, or vice versa. But my thing is, when you're dealing with so many people, I'll give you a personal situation of mine. And I'm being real, and I talked to you two about it.
Oh shit.
It's getting deep. I knew someone, before they went to jail. They went to jail, situation happened, whatever the case may be. Held this person down. And we talked about this. But the minute something didn't go their way, they said everything in their book to hurt my feelings of what I said, what my insecurities were, right? So the minute that something don't go your way, you quick, as you would say, to tear someone down because it was an agreement to what you feel or what you got going on. But if that was the case, don't waste my time. Don't waste my money. Just be honest. Hey, this is what this is, or this ain't what this is. But you when you play with people and their emotions and their feelings and everything, it's like, you ain't even have to do all that. And even if that wasn't the case, and let's say you just saying that to hurt somebody, why do all that? Why go through all that? That goes back to dating. Like we talked about it last week, and I said it's to be continued, because if people would just be honest from day one, look, just met you today. I like you. I don't financially have it right now, but I want to take you out on a date. My G, let's go. I like you too. It don't put me in no situation, and you don't even know my situation, to go to an STK. Hey, I need you to handle this. We need to talk about this. It's about a conversation. All it takes is a conversation. So when I say with me, yes, I expect you to pay, because then don't ask me out. But if that's the case, let's take it back a step forward. Look, I really like you. Let's just have more of a conversation. I really like you. I can't do nothing. But look, we can take a walk in the park. Everything ain't about money. Let's go for a walk in the park. Let me see how much I like you. Let me talk about what my upbringing is, what I like to do. What do you like to do? Let's talk about it.
There's a lot to unpack there, because we went to 4 different stories.
I know. I'm gonna talk.
We're gonna take time. I'm gonna go first because I want to address the first initial story.
Okay.
And Red, I don't know what you said to her about it, but this was my take, right? I'm gonna be real brief. For one, I definitely said bro was out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have flipped his handle like that. But for two, being that he's in the situation that he's in, he could be triggered, because I love playing devil's advocate, because perspective is everything, right? I'm not here to condone his behavior, but I think too, the more we can understand people and gain that emotional intelligence, it helps us learn how to react or respond to whatever they got going on. Because how he responded to you ain't have nothing to do with you. It had more so to do with him and his situation and what he got going on. So that's why I was telling you, you gotta let that go and breathe on that. You know better than that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't on you. But I'll pass the mic.
And I wanted to touch base on what you were talking, because you definitely, you went from one to one, and I was like, okay, I was going to touch base on that one, but not sure.
That's fine.
All right, so say for instance, when me and you, we've been friends for so long, probably about 9 years or longer. Say for instance, one time you called me, and you was like, hey, it's Latte, put your business out. And I said, hey, Lex, you were wrong in that, and you got upset with me. You asked me a question, I gave you my answer, but you still didn't take my answer, but you asked me the question.
I'll take it the next day. I don't take it right then.
Exactly.
But this ain't about me.
I know, no, this ain't about you. I'm just saying in like, just anything. Like when we talk about, hey, we're not receptive to things that we don't want to be receptive to. So as humans, I feel like sometimes we just have to let our pride down. And if we want something to work, whether it's a friendship, relationship, or anything else, sometimes we have to agree to disagree. Or
So you gonna pay for the date? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where we going. You gonna pay for the date?
Hey, Lex,
it wasn't about paying. It wasn't.
You missed it, and the example you giving her is the people I appreciate, because I don't want people to tell me what I want to hear. I want people to tell me the real. I respect
Exactly.
that.
That's why me and my friends, my friends will tell you right now, if they'll say, hey, she's sweet, she's nice, however, she tell you like it is. You ain't gonna like it sometimes, you gonna like it sometimes, but most of the time, 90% of the time, I'm right. You know, I mean, I'm a woman. Shout out to her.
I don't think this got nothing to do with right or wrong. I'm not on a spaceship of what's right or wrong. The point I was making is if we will all be more honest with each other, regardless of what you got going on, it saves a lot of people time, energy, and money.
Yeah, but sometimes we go, as women, we go into relationships, but sometimes as women, we go into situations.
That wasn't a message, because she's trying to
I don't
get you
get
to
it.
accept the message. Exactly.
So what is the acceptance of
Because
the
she
message?
said, because you want people to be real. She's saying, okay, we being real, but then it's not being accepted because the pride, the ego, whatever it is that's on your
Because we're not
spirit
telling you what you
is
want.
not allowing you
I-
to
We're not you,
receive it.
anybody.
What are we talking about?
I'm just saying, that's all Big Kev was talking about.
Yeah.
Big Kev was saying to be real. Be real with
Oh, we went back to that's what Big Kev.
I'm just saying with Big
I think Big Kev, I'm sorry, I think that I can't agree with Kevin Samuels. I think it's a thing about being real, and I think it's about how you deliver it, and at the same time, it's cool, like if that's how you want to do it, but
So you want levels to your realness?
no, I just think that when I see somebody, and this is what I see at first, this degrading women, just bashing them, I don't care what comes out his mouth, whether it's real, right or wrong. I think it's the way you handle things. That's with business, that's with people. You treat people a certain way, regardless if you agree how they move or not. You know what I'm saying? You gotta treat people a certain way. It's not for you to say Kevin Samuels or whoever is more right than the next person because we all move different.
No, what you're saying, Lex, is what me and JP said too. We don't agree with how his delivery and how he attacked women, but
Yeah.
what we're telling you, a lot of shit he was saying was real
It
about
might be.
relationships, about women, about everything. Like she just sat up here and said she's 90% right. Women ain't no 90% right.
50, okay, 50, 60, 70.
That's
So it's missed because of the delivery.
Yeah.
And then what I'm saying is if you deliver a message like that, I'm not even gonna listen to you. You might be.
But it was for social media.
And what I'm saying is keep the same energy. That's cool. You right. Let's go with this. You're right. Okay? But are you holding yourself to that same standard? Do most women hold themselves to the same standard? No.
Or to the expectations that they give us.
They ain't doing none of that.
What are
Let
men's
them ask.
expectations? Like, give us an example of the expectations that.
Man, nigga, that's
I just gave you 50 million answers in one word. Peace.
That's real.
And that's the thing about it. Women don't get it.
What are we not getting?
All we want is fucking peace. And all we want, let every woman out there,
Vice versa.
listen, no it's not. Because women want everything. They want this. You got new age women want the old relationships. You quick to say what grandma and granddad had or mom and dad had, but you want that traditional relationship when
You're not
Pops.
yourself.
Pops held everything down. She was a housewife, raising the kids and everything. But you on this new era shit. You a boss, doing this and doing that. Like it don't mix. You need to pick a side. Because it don't go hand in hand. Because mama back then was a woman. She gave him peace when he came home. And that's the biggest thing women do not realize. All we want is to come in that door and we want peace. We want to feel love. We want somebody to go listen. We want somebody. We so caught up on you got to cook, clean. All that shit is bonuses. Because at the end of the day, nigga go eat. If you ain't acting right, then nigga go get sex from somewhere else. He's not leaving if you giving him what they say, turn the house into a home. When we come home and we have that peace. That peace is the best thing ever.
I think that's twofold.
How?
Because I think all women want is peace.
Nah, y'all don't know.
I think
Nigga
especially.
gotta be 6'8",
Nah,
6'4".
I don't think I require too much. I just
Then you gotta make 6 figures.
says who?
See?
Nowadays.
Wait, but says who?
Huh?
For me, I'm saying.
But that's what you gotta realize. You can't. Nobody in here can everybody's different.
Mhm.
You're not, and I know you personally, you're different than 90% of the females out here. You're absolutely different than 90% of the females out here. Your morals, how you think, how you look at shit, what you want out of a relationship, you're different. If you go do a poll of women talking about the same shit you're talking about, it'll be completely different. Women want way more than just
And
this.
I definitely, I'm from both sides because I like them both. Well, can I say that?
She go both ways.
Can I say that on here? But yes. So I've dealt with,
Hold on, you like what?
I've dealt with women and I've dealt
Okay, I got
with
you.
men. I mean, I love my women. I'm an advocate for women. Shout out to all my women. Mother's Day. Love you all. The women gave me a hard time.
Hold on, let me ask you this. What side of it are you on?
Let that marinate go.
No, but this makes a difference too. What side of it are you on? The masculine or the feminine?
We're both feminine. I like feminine women. I like women, like myself. I like feminine women. So, and I think that.
You're rare. I definitely want to pick your brain.
But I'm serious. I think that the women, I had to tell one of my friends because I have a lot of guy friends. So I had to tell one of my friends, like, if this is what y'all deal with, shout out to y'all because I'd rather just stay dating men because the women, we are, and us together, like, I want this, you want this, hey, do this, look like this, do this. It was just like, it was driving me crazy. I could have sworn I lost 6 pounds in over 2 weeks dating a woman, but I understand, like, and I got it from both perspectives, from men's side and women's side, and it was just, I feel like I would definitely stay with the women.
I can't even back that up. So ever got a woman saying that, like,
No, I love my women. Like, I'm on your side.
don't backtrack on your
I'm just being honest. But I'm just
Don't
going to be
backtrack on your
honest.
statement.
That's what's wrong with
I'm
y'all.
definitely going to be honest.
What?
The woman, she was nagging, and I don't know when it was peace.
Whose side did you on?
Make
You
it.
know what? I feel like I'm a back is against the wall.
No,
I feel like it's me versus all
So
four of
that
y'all.
goes back
So she
to-
go both
But
ways.
that goes back to saying,
Maybe you should listen.
No, it's not maybe I should listen.
All men
Because I
want
can't
is
agree with that.
for
I
you to
can't.
make it easy for me to take it easy.
I can't.
That's it.
Picture, what's the big question? Can you date a man that makes $70,000? It's a lot of women look at that shit. Hell no.
I can't.
That's my point.
I've done.
What did I just tell you?
We talking
We
women.
can't talk about
I
you.
get it.
So that's your problem. You don't listen.
and I'm not even against men that make 70,000, but I'm gonna be honest. You're either gonna meet me where I'm at, or because I'm at an age right now, I'm not growing. I mean, I can, but I'm not. I did that before. I've been there where we were young, we coming out of college and we're building, and it didn't work. But I'm at a spot right now where you're either gonna meet me or you're gonna be up there.
Josh over
A lot of
Right.
shit.
I'm
A lot of
confused.
shit out there don't work.
Yeah, it was just,
You still kids.
I have nothing against 70,000 a year, I promise you, but in this decade, in this time, and 70,000 is like 10, 20,000 back in the day,
You know what the majority household income bring in?
Tell us, Josh.
What
You
is it?
talking about
I told you.
70,000? So basically, majority of
He said 70,000, Fred said 70,000.
That's a realistic
majority
number.
of women will miss out on a blessing.
No, are missing. Say are missing. Bro.
I want to say are, but I'm going to say will.
Man, they are missing. Bro.
Because first of all, what I hear is we looking for a business partner. We ain't even talking relationship. Because the women that I know, they don't give about the money. They want a good partner, a good man, somebody that's gonna make them feel safe, somebody that's gonna love them, respect them, hold them down, protect, provide, nurture, all of that stuff.
That might be 70.
Because men got that nurturing side. You don't believe me? What episode that was, Red?
I don't know.
I love you, bro. But listen, we got that side, and the women that I know, the grown, this, that, and the third, money isn't even a part of the conversation.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because those same women, when they see something and they believe in that, they're gonna be willing to build that person all the way around, or help,
Absolutely.
not build, but just help challenge and assist them in growth.
Right.
And vice versa. But we keep talking about money, and I'm not mad at you because you know what you want.
But,
That's cool.
let's go back to that. It's not, and I'm not saying that it's all about the money. And I have, like, and I'm just gonna be honest, like, this is something that I've talked with my therapist. Like, I do go to therapy, like, because
Me too.
at some point, like, I was at a point, like, hey, I'm at this age, not saying that there's an age limit on finding love or finding a relationship or doing this, but sometimes you have to go take a step back and say, hey, is it me?
I'm with you.
You know, so just talking to my therapist, and she's like, hey, what are your expectations? And that goes back to the topic, expectations. And I'm giving all these expectations. She says, that's why you're single. And I had to look back and say, oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
then what the fuck wrong with me? Because I don't give too much. Like, I don't ask for too many expectations. Just be happy. You know, we console each other. For me, I don't know about you, money don't mean shit to me.
Right.
Because I dated multiple people who couldn't even bring $30,000 home. So for me,
Hold on. We ain't gonna just slide by that. Because your best friend says 70.
all right, and that's fine.
You just said 30.
I said I've dated men who haven't even brought that home. So the point I'm making to you is money don't mean nothing to me. It's about happiness. But now I'm at an age like, look.
So it's not peace.
But that was one of the reasons why that was one of my expectations why
What you
I'm
mean?
single.
I'm confused. So
I know you are. 'Cause
No,
you just
listen.
said you want peace.
So for
But you
me,
just said happiness.
so no, listen, for me is peace. Peace for me is happiness. And for me, if you can just make me happy, I come home, I don't really care. You can just cut the grass, like for real. And just do something like, but for you to have the expectation that even because I might be the breadwinner, for me to take care of both of us, like I don't expect you to just go out your way and do the most. Not for me. Maybe other women, they expect this and this. For myself, I just want to be happy. And for happy, it don't matter what you make. It don't matter what you wear. It don't matter what you've done. You just gotta at least be good at sports. I don't care. As long as you're good at sports, I'm cool with that. And everything else, I can roll with the punches. But then it comes to a point where, in my situations, where someone might have got content of how I was bringing home the bacon, and they started slacking. So it comes to the point of, at this point, it don't even feel like love. It feel like you expect me now, because of what I do or how I'm bringing home the bacon, to take care of both of us. And it's like, okay, I'll be the stay-at-home dad, and you just, well, where did that come from? Because, you know, like I said, I've dealt with people where, transitioning from sports. What am I going to do now? You know what I'm saying? I played professionally 6 years overseas trying to figure it out. Now, I knew people, but I didn't know what I was going to do. So I started doing whatever. And then I got with him, but I was always still stable. I never expected someone to take care of me. Even if I got with someone who made a lot of money, I could never be that person that would quit my job and stay home and just be a stay-at-home mom. That I would lose my mind. So for me, peace is basically just being happy, and regardless of what's going on, we take care of each other. Not that you got to pay this and not that I got to do this. We take care of each other, and that's 50-50 to me.
But what if his peace is you staying at home and being a stay-at-home?
Then I'm not the person for you, bro.
Bam.
That's what it comes down to. So
Bam.
your expectation is I'm just not the person for you, and I understand that. I'm just saying, for me, we've been talking about a lot of different things, but I don't expect someone to really take care of me. I just expect, for me, the bare minimum. And I know that sounds crazy, but the bare minimum for me is just do your part.
But you,
Like-
but you just answered that, right? Because you're not clear in what you're saying.
Maybe not.
And I feel like that's a part of the problem, because you're on one end saying, just do your part, and when he's doing his part, he feels that's enough, but it's not enough for you.
But I feel like doing your part is how you came in the gate. And how you came in the gate is, if you came in the gate like, at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure I take care of myself, I can grow with that. But then when it's always gimme, like, what are we doing? Like, we're supposed to take care of each other, not me taking care of you. So that's where we have to part ways, because we're not on the same path. We're supposed to be a team. I want to be a great teammate. I don't want to just be the coach and you goddamn be the starting point guard. We're supposed to be good teammates.
Did you express that?
Absolutely.
Are you positive? Because
Absolutely.
because
With any situation I get in.
But my level of transparency, right? Human beings, men and women, can do a better job and should do a better job with being very clear in communication, right? When we look at this conversation and we rewind it back 15, 20 minutes, you went on a whole rant about whatever, right?
Right.
So imagine if I was the guy who's on the other end and we're dating and you just went on this whole rant, that gets lost. I'll give you another example. Red asked you a question 3 times, right? You felt you were being clear when you really weren't. And you were dancing around his question and you didn't really answer what he was asking. So
I said no.
used that.
Did I not say no? Didn't I say, he said, will you take care of the bill? I said no.
Oh, yeah.
I said no.
Yeah, after the third
It took all of us, because where I'm going with this is what goes on household to household, and it doesn't get addressed. And then it's a buildup of frustration, which you have every right to be frustrated, but we're not solving anything. Now we got Lex being frustrated, we got the guy she's dealing with who's frustrated, everybody's just doing this, and then it adds up week after week, month after month. Now, instead of you handling in-house, what you do? Red, what's up, man? Let me tell you about this lane, bro. Like, bro, whoop. And then after you hang up with Red, you calling up your bestie. Hey, girl, I can't believe this dude. Like, what he on? This, that, and the third.
I said
So
we all
now,
do that.
the conversation goes to everybody else instead of the one you say you love, who you ain't addressing.
I already addressed it several times.
You feel you did, but there's levels, Lex. I'm trying to help you with this. There's levels. And that's the other part of it, because there's no accountability. So then when the Kevin Samuels of the world come out and say X, Y, and Z, it's like, bro, hold on, you can't talk to me like that. But we miss so many times and steps that we could have taken advantage of really doing the work. Maybe seeing a therapist. Maybe, figuring out somebody we can talk to unpack our stuff. Maybe it's having an intervention. Who knows? I don't know what works for Red, may not work for her. Same thing with Rick, me, whoever. But are we really taking the necessary steps in order to grow, in order to fight for our mate? There's levels, trust me. And sometimes we can fight at 90, but 90 ain't 100.
I'm with you. I feel
It's
that.
That's a big
communication.
difference.
Because I feel like we go into
Yeah, absolutely.
conversations or when we expect somebody to know what we want without us actually telling them what we want. So I feel like when I say that, I think that when we do have our conversations, let's go to this, when we do have our conversations, most conversations that don't work is when somebody's already coming into the conversation thinking somebody is right or somebody is wrong. When you go into a conversation, or when you go into, hey, you're my dude. Let's sit down and talk. I'm listening to you, you're listening to me. Now we're coming to an agreement.
Yeah.
Nobody is really right or wrong. Now, if I don't want to go with what you said, and hey, maybe it's not going to work. But if it's something that we can make work, and I could, drop my pride, and because I love you, because I do like you, because I want to be with you, hey, this is something that I'm going to try to make work. Some things we don't want to change. How about that? We feel like we don't want to change ourselves to accommodate somebody that we love. When if you love somebody, you should want to change anything.
I really think people don't date for love no more. I think people date for other reasons. That's what I think these days. It's a few people that are really out here dating for love, and that's probably what my problem is, because I date for love. I don't date for everything
That's not a
else.
problem.
Women going to shit.
That's crazy.
Women going to shit. Like you just said, they don't never go into shit with a clear mind. You always have baggage, you always have trauma that your ex did or something like that, judging this dude on that. Men go in there with a clean slate. We ready to, you know what I'm saying? We ready to love. We ready to do this, but women, not all women, but that's something women really deal with. Past trauma and, expectations. Like, I'm going on this date, he don't need to do this. I hope he don't do this. Oh, he said that. Different shit like that.
Anything you want to say, Rich?
I mean, I took the time to listen to that. I said a lot last episode, and I'm glad my guys got to come and speak their mind on this important topic to me. So I enjoy listening to
Expectations, that could go on.
He just poured a Lex on you.
You know what I'm saying?
Boy, just poured a Lex.
I thought it was a real good answer.
Now, Lex, since you invited me out tonight, I expect
Right.
you to pay. Because you initiated.
I will, just for you, because I just learned something today. No expectations, I guess. So we're going to wrap up episode 6 of the reality table expectations. Man, I want to really appreciate you guys coming out. Mr. Robert Red Russian, Sherinna, Rick Bodiford, Mr. Powell. And then, you know what, we're going to do a to be continued, because I ain't done with this.
You got to.
I ain't done with this conversation, because I ain't really get what I really wanted to touch on, because, I mean, it ain't over with, so next week, tune in.